So with that being said, the most expensive single hurdle has been done. Now we're going to go into body work and getting that straightened up. That's going to be probably the least costly part of it all, but the most costly in time. Everything's going to be stripped down. Thinner's got to be come off. I got to get new paint for it. I might go with a single stage paint for the engine bay. Don't know. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. The inside, or the outside of the fenders, but under the fenders, but the frame rail might do with a bed liner look there on the inside. Like have it masked off and just do bed liner on the inside of the fender rail. Nobody's really going to see it anyway, and I really don't care. So with that being said, I know it's not a lot of progress. It doesn't seem like it, but that was about close to $3,000 worth of work that was just done, and we got a long way to go. But think about it, it's not too much. Once the body work is done and it's floor mounted pedal box and hard lines, fuel, brake lines, then drop the engine in, ECU harness. Well, we got to repair the engine first, then drop the engine in, then ECU harness, then we should be good to go. So you say it real fast, it's not a lot of work, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. But you guys are going to get to be able to watch it, and I'm going to have to do all the work. So I'll see you guys later. Have fun. I try not to what it calls subscriber bag, but yep, if you appreciate the content, please leave that like and subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. I know I'm a very small content creator, not much of a channel in any way, shape, or form, but hey, eventually I would like to be able to start making a little bit of money and put that money toward the car, maybe a merch line or something like that. Because once this shit gets rebuilt, we're definitely going racing this time. Now the car will be able to pass tech, or at least drag strip. So most of the track did strip before. Honestly, the car was kind of dangerous. This time we're doing it right. So please leave that like and subscribe. And on the AIG channel too, it's under the same name. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. what's up, A's? This is AZ3GT. Just to let you know, man, we got the engine bay is actually now refinished, and we're ready to start putting the car back together. So let me go ahead and give you the tour. Then I'll go ahead and bring out the new pedal box that we got. That's going to be part of the rebuild. Since I welded up the entire firewall solid, so we have no ability to use master cylinders anymore. So we got to use something different this time around. So can you stick around for you guys? So this is what it looks like at the moment. Right here, it's all bed linered. I started running some of the wiring just to kind of get an idea what it looks like, what it's going to look like. Here goes your bulkhead connectors. Here, that's going to be the alternator wire cable. And right here, how much cleaner this looks. There is no holes, and there's no remnants of the holes for the that I welded up solid, and all the little fillings that I did. And while it's a little dusty, this thing actually cleans up really well. Alright, so let's break out the new pedal box. So we got the new pedal box here. It's a Willwood setup. So I think it's one of the older ones. We still got to get the master cylinders, the reservoirs. I might get the integral master cylinder, so the reservoir is part of the master cylinder. We got to get this the braided steel lines to go from the pedal box to the bulkhead connector. This is where they're going to be at, and they're going to run here to there for the front, and the other one's going to run across here. I think we're going to do a T. It goes T's here. One side goes here. The other side goes here. And then the clutch one is going to go right about there, and then tee off and go to the master cylinder of the clutch. The slave cylinder right about, well, it should be right about here. Then the other one is going to come down, follow this, and then go down under there and under the rest of the car to the rear brakes, where I may or may not. I may just run it to the original lines and then couple it into there and be done with it. Because none of the lines are rusted out, so there's no real reason to replace them all, unless absolutely necessary. But yeah, man, look at that. That is a pretty steezy little piece right here. Can't wait to get that Can't wait to get that done, and then I can actually start working on repairing the engine and putting it back into the car, and then we're going to be building the ACU harness again. So still a lot of work to do, but we have already come a decent amount of way. I'm not going to put the panels back on until we get this harness done, which it may or may be sooner than I originally intended, because I'm still debating whether or not I just kind of want to rewire the whole car and move the fuse and relay panel back here to over here. So
Brake system. You go over here, it's the proportion valve. Then you got your line up here. It goes into the fender, and right here. I've still got to do the rear brake line, but I'm kind of out of copper nickel line at the moment, so not much I can do about that. And let's see. This here's where it ends up at. Not bad. And right here. Oh, yeah, looking pretty good. And as you can see, we're to the point that I can put the panels back on it. So we're getting there. Basically, I had to fix the body harness, which under here, we're good here. So all that's been redone, and on this side, same thing here. So we're all good. That's just a little bit longer, nothing going on with it. It's just hooked up, and I deliberately made it longer because it was actually too short before. But yep, did some rearranging in here. I might do a hard line from here to here, and then do soft lines up under the car. I'm not exactly sure what to do. Just it's kind of a pain in the ass to make such long stretches, long runs of line without measuring a hard line. So I don't know. I might do a soft line to the T in the back, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, she's moving along, we'll say. Hello. Doing about the best they can. And there goes the old Evo right there. So it is what it is, man. Trying to recover from the freaking burn down. And right here is the pedal box, seat, and all that good stuff. Bed liner gaskets because I wanted to kill any kind of reflection. So, yeah, we're good. Moving on. So guys, I got good news. I went ahead and I have the last milestone completed on the chassis before the engine can come in. There was some parts that got messed up with the engine. They were the wrong parts, so we're having to wait on that. But I got the brakes ran, the brakes bled, and everything looks squared away. That took a lot of work, and I had one fitting. So instead of running all new lines, I just kind of spliced it into the original stainless steel lines. Which, getting those unions, one union in particular could not leak, was short of half. But I can go ahead and show you what I did. I mean,
the optimal way would be to run two entirely new lines, but splicing it in, as long as you double flare it, is usually a pretty safe bet too. And I've got everything to stop leaking. We're all good. Brakes are bled. Full, this is a really extremely stiff pedal, but it's working. I even thought for a second that it might have been clogged, so I cracked open the valves and pushed the pedal in, and it held it closed, and it started squirting fluid out. So I'm like, okay, so we're not running into an issue of fluid not being pushed. It's just the damn pedals are that stiff. So let's go ahead and show you what we got going on. So what we got going on right here, this right here is the one that was leaking all the time. It kept stripping out this brass fitting. Now, the actual union part, it kept stripping it out. So I went and pull the threads out, and it would just piss freaking fluid everywhere. Here's the fluid. As you can see, I wasn't having a good time with it. But I swapped in this bulkhead fitting, and so far so good. It seems to be working fine. So I'm going to leave that alone. This right here is the one that held fine. So, I mean, I could have ran a new line, but Jesus Christ, that's a whole lot of line to run, and I don't have a lot of materials for it. So I had to run it between this subframe and the actual body to get it connected to, which was a pain in the ass. And it's not something you can flare away from the car because there's no room for the fitting to go through. Yeah, that was those pain in the ass, and then I had to clear the line out before I connected it. So far so good. It looks like we're all going to be good here. Yeah, I wasn't having a good time. You can see all the remnants of the stripped off flares and shit hanging around. I'll clean that up in a little bit, but yeah, wasn't having a good time with it. But I did get it fixed up and not leaking anymore. And we got a full pedal, and I would take the pedal, jam it up with a piece of scrap roll bar, so full pressure until I get everything bled. So no leaks, nothing, brakes, everything seemed to work, so we're good on that. I'll show you the brake pedal situation in a second. Let's turn this around. Here's the brake system. Yeah, I replaced these two here with two soft lines because they were leaking, and I'm like, yeah, it's just more cost effective instead of running new lines, run two factory lines. We're less likely to leak. I just put these two adapters in it, no problem ever since. This right here is your clutch line. The original car only had a soft line here that ran from the clutch master cylinder over here in this corner to to the clutch slave cylinder. But in this situation, the master cylinder is in the car. So I put a bulkhead fitting here from the pedal box and ran a hard line to about halfway to the car, so that I need to get a little brake clip here too. But basically it's going to run from here to the slave cylinder, which is only going to be like a couple inches long for the soft line to go to, but give it some flexibility. Flared this for a -3 fitting. So basically I put a bulkhead fitting like this, but a 7/16 version. I then bolt that to the firewall so I can have -3. This right here is your fuel return line. That was what caused the fire. So now I can run this and everything will be threaded instead of worrying about clamps, which should solve any possibility of catching on fire again. And here's your line. This right here is fine. I'm leaving it like this. -6, that's fine. Here goes the T for the rear brakes right here, and it runs down in between the subframe and the actual car. So you guys saw the inside of under the hood. This right here, it goes from that one side to a bulkhead fitting. It's been clipped in, and a single soft line. Instead, usually they'll have the clip here with the two pieces. Nope, single piece. Ran it through here just to keep it from getting caught or anything like that. Here to here. You have to put some adapters because this bulkhead fitting is necessary because the original lines don't have a female end but a male flare. The flare points out, not in. So you have to replace those lines with all new lines. And so I'll just take it up to the other side. It's basically the same situation here, but it's nice and stiff. Same situation here. Goes your line, bulkhead fitting to a single piece soft line. So, and like I said, everything seems to be working out good. No leaks. You can see this is pretty dry here. The front ones went by easy. It's the rear ones that gives you all kind of problems. So this right here is basically full pedal, like right there. That's all you have to do, and it's pretty much full pedal. So this is pretty freaking hot little setup right here. That's like the the sandpaper is kind of a little tacky. Grit the non-slip paper. Not holding on, but oh well. Can't wait to actually get to drive this thing.